Craft Tribe, it's Angie here, the Purple Craft Diva, and I am going to do a quick tutorial on how to make a garland out of Deco Mesh. Now, it's something that's been around for a very long time, but a lot of my friends don't know how to do it. So here I am, your craft BFF, and I'm going to walk you through it, okay? Here we go, let's do it. So I'm starting out with a piece of string. This is just some twine that I had in the basement, or you can even use ribbon. Ribbon probably is even better because it makes it a little more stable. And you lay out to the size that you want. So I did the entire size of our receptionist desk here. And then, like I said, take a ruler. I had my little handy dandy ruler. And now if you have signed up for the 5 tips that I think every crafter needs, you will know you're supposed to have a ruler. And every 6 inches, I put the twisty tie. I have a couple of colors here. So I'm gonna start with this wider ribbon, Deco Mesh ribbon, but I also have a yellow and I also have a chocolate. All right, so what you want to do to start is take your Deco Mesh and you're going to fold it up, and this is how we're going to start. All right, so starting, as you can see, I have it started just taped down to the desk. You're going to just lay it on the inside of your twisty tie and just twist a couple times. Now you're not ready to cut that off because we're going to come back through and use this twisty tie again. So it's already looking cute, but it's not full, which is not ideal. So we're gonna go back in with the second color. If you notice, this this Deco Mesh is a smaller roll, and I actually bought this at the Dollar Tree for $1, and it is a little thinner than the good stuff, but it works and it's just as pretty. So how we're gonna start this, you're gonna do the same process. And one thing I remember from, I realized while I was doing this, is I want to leave a little bit of the natural curl on the end. So I'm going to take this same way, gather it, just a random gather with my fingers, and I am going to start it in the same twisty tie that we started with the orange. Remember I told you, don't cut the twisty tie yet. We weren't finished with it. All right, so now this twisty tie is holding both of the strands. You do 12 inches worth of ribbon every 6 inches. This time we're gonna do 12 inches every 12 inches. So we're gonna skip a twisty tie, and then when we come around and do the next color, we will put that color in the twisty tie that we skipped. It's okay, I'm gonna explain it. Let's do it. All right, so we got our first 6 inch. Now we're gonna skip this one, and we're going to take that 12 inches worth of ribbon. And what you wanna do is you wanna make sure that you're coming through the twisty tie and filling in all of the spaces where it looks a little thin. So every time you gather the Deco Mesh, it puts a little dent into your garland. So that's where you want to put your come in and weave in the new color. All right, so now we're here at the first 12-inch marker, and we are going to take our Deco Mesh. You're going to gather it. Remember, you're not trying to be exact with the measuring, and you're going to put that in to this twisty tie at the 12-inch mark. And if you're counting, this is number 2. Not including the initial when we started. And then you'll just kind of fluff. You don't have to do a lot of fluffing right now because we're gonna come back and fluff later. And then you keep going. There's a 6 inch right here. We're gonna skip that. And we're gonna come down to the 12 inch. I'm going to gather. I'm gonna place it into the twisty tie at the second 12-inch mark, which if you're counting, this is 1, 2, 3, number 4. And then I'm gonna just move it around until there's a little yellow everywhere. And again, and again, and again. All right, step number 3. I have a brown color that has some gold flecks in it. So it's a fall color. It'll make it feel warm. So once again, we're gonna start, leave a little natural curl on the end, gather it, And we're going to place that once again at the start of our garland in the same twisty tie. So now we skipped every other twisty tie. So this time you're gonna go back and gather and tie the brown and all of the twisty ties that you didn't tie the yellow in, so that you can fill in those areas. So let's get going. And I try to like mix up which way the ribbon goes. Okay, so here we are. Here is the first twisty tie. It doesn't have any yellow in it. So I'm gonna gather, remember, gather, place it inside the twisty tie and twist a couple times and fluff. All right, come on down. We're gonna skip this one and then we're gonna do this one. It does not have a yellow in it. You're gonna gather, you're going to, by the time you get all this in, sometimes it's hard to find the twisty ties. All right, get the twisty tie flat, twist, and fluff, fluff, and on and on and on. All right, this will be your fourth step, and this can really be your last step if you're not gonna add anything else to your decoration. So we're gonna take some ribbon, and I like to use wired ribbon, which is this ribbon that has some wire already sewn into the ends of it. And that way I can curve it the way I want it to. I can fold it if I need to. As we are going to take our ribbon and place it into our very first twisty tie. And give that this will be the last thing that goes in our twisty tie, unless you're gonna add more colors, which is a possibility. And you're gonna give it a really good twist. From here, I am just going to weave the ribbon in and out of my garland of 3 colors to kind of fill in any spaces that I think are a little thin. And finally, we have a finished, your garland can be completely finished at this time. It should be nice, full, spaced out, and even. All right, so I'm gonna go back in and finish with I have a cute little sign that I found at the dollar store, and I have some raffia, which is actually red, which I'm gonna kind of just stuff in some spots to fill up, to kind of accent with the red color. I have some foam pumpkins that I use every year that I'll place around, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're all done.